sharing the video for this week. I want you to remember that I'm trying to spark conversation here, so not trying to come to you as some expert. I'm trying to learn from everybody. So please engage in the conversation. For this week, what really resonated for me was around recognition, and it's around recognition of ourselves. So I was doing a coaching session, and I'm being coached by someone, so I get a coach for me, and it was quite amazing to see. I did something that I tell other people not to do. So you do an assessment, and you go through the assessment, and it ranks your strengths, and immediately I went to the bottom. Where are the gaps? And I've seen so many people do this, where you tell them you're amazing at this, and they're just like, yeah. Just show me where the gaps are. Show me what I need to improve on. And I don't know how this got ingrained in our brain, where we always feel that we need to improve. We always need to get better. We're always looking for the gaps. And we never stop and think, who said that we need to improve? Like, recognize all the stuff that you've done already. And it was so funny that my two bottom, let's call it gaps, was recognition and strategic planning. And I went there immediately. And I'll probably be the first to say that I don't recognize my achievements. And it might be to do with growing up in the UK, where you always try to understate everything you do, which means that you're not your own cheerleader. You're always kind of making what you do not seem that important or not that big. And what happens is, if you keep telling yourself this, you're always in a position of deficit. As my coach pointed out to me, where I started saying, strategic planning is low. And then he literally charted, he's only known me for a short period, but he was able to chart for me, you've done this, you've done, started a new company, you've moved countries. As he started to talk about it, I was like, wow. And then he pulled out a notebook, which is the importance of keeping a journal. And he says, if you don't tell yourself what you've done, and you don't have a notebook for your own inspirations, sooner or later, someone's going to tap you on the shoulder and go, let's have a conversation, Chinazon. Yeah, you need to work on your strategic planning. And I started laughing, because that's so true what does happen. And it made me think about, for your mental fitness, of the importance of keeping a logbook, especially what I call an achievement log. Because every time at the end of the week, we keep going through our to-do list, and we love that ticking. But when you keep doing a to-do list, you're always in a position of deficit. So I kind of flipped it on the head and say, at the end of the week, let's do an achievement log, and keep telling yourself all those things that you've done, all those things that you've achieved and accomplished. Because what happens is, when you get to a position where there's pressure, the brain quickly forgets that it's done all these things, and it automatically goes into fear, panic, and like, all right, we need to get more information, we need inspiration. But the inspiration's already there. You've done all these things, and you need to keep recognizing and bringing them back up. So this was a conversation I wanted to spark. I'd love to get your feedback on what do you do to be your own cheerleader? Is it a journal? Is it a logbook? Is it a friend that you go to talk with? What is it that helps you come from this position of power, where you recognize what you've achieved and what you're capable of doing, and what more you're going to do in the future? So hope this lands, and can't wait to hear your feedback.